Welcome everyone. Starting to get a lot of you streaming in. Good to see so many people already. You can see there on the screen we've got an icebreaker question. I should say my name's Mel. Hi, I'm going to help you through our session today. But go into the chat function and introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, and you can answer that icebreaker question. And we'll just give everyone a couple of minutes to come on board, and we'll get started.
Hey guys.
Don't be shy, someone has to go first. Thanks, Glennis.
I'm in now.
Hi, Donald.
Hello, Mel. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Hi, Glennis.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, Ollie, I'm really good, thanks.
Good.
Julie, Danielle, hello. Linda, yes, border.
El Potty Mel, can you hear me?
Hi.
Don't forget as you're coming in, just answer that I was going to say tiebreaker question. We're not doing trivia. I do a lot of online trivia. The icebreaker question, just introduce yourselves and answer that, that little icebreaker question. Oh, we've got South Australian people in here.
41.
Hey Mel, El Potty, can you hear me?
Hey Al, how you going?
Great. Yeah, just trying to get out, see where everyone's up to and what's cooking. There's a lot going on. So yeah, it's just great to hear people's enthusiasm and what sort of their functioning, what their events are going to look like.
Yeah, looking forward to what you guys are up to.
Real camping our way.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Why don't you tell everybody about it? Just give us a minute or so and you can talk about what you guys have got planned while we wait for everyone else to come in. Ali's from Wagga.
Yeah, we figured camping is camping our way. So literally, you can do it from home, you can do it from down the river, you can do it from the lake, you can do it from anywhere. Because we figured if worst came to worst and there was lockdown, you can still do the 3 pillars of Wheeler. You can still celebrate. You can still remember. You can still fight back. And you can do that from your backyard. You can do it from anywhere. But it's the awareness and the fact that cancer doesn't stop, you know? So we thought, why not? You know, we could pull out the camp ovens and kick back. So we are doing a streaming event from 7 to 9. We'll get some pre-recorded information as we work through local radio stations. So pre-recorded stuff, we'll still do a ceremony and opening and the oath, etc. And we'll do that. And hopefully we'll have some gigs and some music as well, so people can be kicking back by their barbie and buy their tickets online or do what they want to do.
Yeah, nice one. It looks like you're all planned already. You've got you're going to camp outside? Is that your background there?
Yeah, well, my family will be in our backyard and I'll be down at the studio possibly if we can get in. So, yeah, that'll be like a 7 to 9 on a Saturday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and people can call in from wherever they are in November, so daylight saving.
Beautiful. All right, well, I think we can probably get underway. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to another session of our Relay for Life webinar series. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we're meeting on today, and I would also like to pay respect to the elders both past and present and offer my acknowledgement and respect to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who are present. So my name is Mel Diemer. I'm based in the Central West. I currently live in Dubbo. I work in radio and I have been involved in Relay for Life since about 2012. I'm the Deputy Chair and I do media and marketing for Arana Relay for Life here in Dubbo. I help out Mudgee as well, my old hometown. Once you're in, you don't leave, so keep going wherever you are. I am also on the Relay for Life Steering Committee. I represent Western New South Wales. And so on behalf of myself and the rest of our webinar working group. They have done some incredible work putting this together for you, and we welcome you to this session, Relay Your Way. So what we're looking at with this webinar series, it's just a way to get you to look, join in and listen to some experts. We've got obviously our steering committee, Cancer Council New South Wales leadership team. We've got committee members as well. We're going to talk about all things Relay for Life, and obviously different topics as we go through. But today, as I said, it is Relay Your Way. You might have heard a little bit there from Al in Wagga about what they're doing. We've got a few more ideas as well, because obviously it's a tough one. We can't come together in person, but we can still recreate the spirit of Relay in everybody's community. And this version, Relay Your Way, is an opportunity to just figure out what's best for your community, what they're comfortable with within the current environment, and maybe get people in who we wouldn't normally be interested or have interested in what we're doing, and engage with different parts of the community. So the thing is, the structure of the event depends on what you're capable of, what you think your community is interested in, and maybe what you've got available to you, and how you can adapt the traditional model of what a relay event looks like. Because as we know, they're all different in each town anyway. Everyone has their own little spin on things. But in this session, you'll hear from 4 communities about what they have done, thinking outside the box, and they've established a way of delivering relay in a COVID-safe manner. And then we'll finish up with a bit of a Q&A session. So you can jump in the chat anytime you like during everybody speaking and ask any questions for our speakers. And we'll get to that. So we currently actually have 47 people on the call. So thank you so much to have taken the time to be a part of this. We've got people right across New South Wales. So that's it for me for now. I'll hand you over to Tash, who will be talking through a little bit of housekeeping and just managing the technical side of today's session. So thank you so much for joining in, and I hope you get a lot out of it. Thanks, Tash.
Hi everyone. Yeah, so good to be a part of this webinar. I'm really excited to hear from all the speakers we have today. Welcome to everyone who is new to Zoom. Just a friendly reminder that this session will be recorded, so if you would not like to be recorded, we just ask that you turn off your videos, and also as participants to this call, let's just make sure that we keep ourselves on mute if we're not talking, as this will help reduce the chances of feedback for the other presenters. So yes, we do ask, if you are presenting, just to remember to put yourself off mute as well. So yes, again, yeah, really excited to have everyone together. Just a quick reminder that we do have the Q&A, which Mel mentioned. So if you do have any questions while the speakers are talking, feel free to just pop them in the group chat, and we'll have time at the end of the session to run through them. Also, if you would like to, there's 2 different views on Zoom. You can either have it as a speaker view, and this will focus on the speakers talking, but also the gallery view, which shows all the participants in the call. So yeah, without further ado, I'd like to hand back to Mel, who will introduce our first speakers.
Thank you, Tash. So I'm just checking to make sure that I've turned myself off mute, so that's good. You'll see there's a little, you'll be red if you're on mute. But I would like to introduce you now to our first community, and a couple of very special guests all the way from Casey Station, Antarctica Relay. So Alison and William will be talking to us about relaying in -20 degrees and how to even make that possible. Alison, it's over to you.
Well, hi. Yeah. we started our Relay for Life back in May. We actually came down last October, so we've been here for nearly a year now at Casey Station, and we like to do something through that year, some sort of event, some sort of focus, and Relay for Life was suggested to us, and we sort of pursued that before we came down, and got in touch with the Tasmanian Cancer Council, and thought it would be a good thing to do just into the winter after the summer crowd goes, and we were left with 27 people. So you've got to, this is around about the start of COVID. No COVID down here, so the 27 of us are allowed to, well, we're allowed to be closer than most. Yeah, so I guess I really didn't have a speech or anything prepared. I just thought we were answering questions that people would put to.
I can jump in, Alison, with a few questions, and just to everyone on the call, if it does seem a little funny at times, we did actually record a pre-record last week with Alison and Will, just in case they couldn't connect. So look, my first question to you is just around, in Relay, we all walk around the track and we often spend a large part of the event in the darkness, but I believe that you guys spent 19 hours in the dark for your event. How was that, and what was the biggest challenge?
Okay, well.
My turn. Yeah, it was a bit crazy. It was actually pretty awesome being able to see the sunset and sunrise in the whole event. As far as doing it in the darkness, I think, yeah, it was pretty cool how we had a pretty good clear sky. So we had heaps of moonlight. There was a few lights around the station to help us out. But apart from that, it was just, yeah, tracking backward and forward. And yeah, it was pretty grueling at some times during the night. It was a bit, you get a bit sleepy and trying to keep awake, but
we had lots of support too. So the people that weren't out doing the circuit, they were inside making sure that there were hot drinks and just plenty to eat, that sort of thing. And I don't think during the whole event that people walked alone anyway. So there was, most people would get up, most got up in those small hours of the night and just walked along with the people that were on the relay at the time. And it was pretty amazing. Plus it was getting us used to the winter. So it was coming into the darkness, into the real darkness. Yeah, where you have to do everything in the dark.
Yeah, great. I believe this is not the first Relay for Life you've had down in Antarctica either. How many years has it run previously, and who set it up?
I think there's only one that I know of. So the person that suggested it, they'd been involved with that, and that was back in 2012. But it's a good event to do down somewhere like in Antarctica with a small population. It's a good community building event, and yeah, we thoroughly enjoyed it, and we'll pass that on to the next lot that come in too, suggest it to them. It's something that could be taken up to do annually down here.
Yeah, great. What's your personal motivation for being involved?
I think just about everyone on station has had someone that's been touched by cancer in some way or another. I lost my mum in the last couple of years, and just one of my best friends over this year. So that's certainly a motivation for all of us down here.
Yeah, great. Have you been involved in any other relays back on the mainland?
No, I haven't, but I think I will be in the future.
yeah,
for sure.
I was involved in one at Corindi, which is, I think someone said they were from Bathurst, sort of pretty close there, I guess. But a little country town around the Oval, so that was interesting. But yeah, that was probably my only other Relay for Life. But I'm definitely what Ali said. I'm going to start getting my work involved with it and trying to get a team together, because I think it was just amazing being able to learn so much about each other, and it was for such a good cause too. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing more in the future.
Yeah, nice. And Relay involves different elements, an opening ceremony, a closing ceremony, tributes to survivors and carers, and candlelight. Which elements did you guys have for your relay, and which element was the most moving for you?
Well, we tried to have everything. So and because it was all on such a small scale, it was very poignant and very, it meant a lot to everyone, each of those things. But I think particularly to me, it was the candlelight ceremony that we waited until it was getting fairly into the evening, and walked out to the farthest part on station that we could and watched the moon come up over the plateau as we had that time of silence and just thinking about those that we've lost and those that are suffering at the moment. It was quite amazing, don't you think, Will?
Yeah, it was actually stunning. It was just brilliant just to be able to get away from there was no lights, there was no sounds. It was really peaceful, and just having the candles made it a bit more, it just gave you that feel of warmth, and
yeah,
it was really nice.
Great. I believe you guys raised over $18,000. Is there any secret to the success of your fundraising, or how did you go about it?
Well, I have a sneaky suspicion that was because things weren't happening back in the real world, as we call it. But I'm totally blown away that we raised that much money just through social media, and that was really just through friends and family, wasn't it? Sort of, I don't think we did anything special to encourage people. It was just how people felt about, I guess, what was going on and the event.
Yeah, great. As you've just spoken about a couple of times, it's a really challenging time for us here in Australia, and for Relay in particular. You know, we are looking for inspiration, and to be honest, your Relay down there has brought so much inspiration to the Relay community. Is there anything, any tips or any knowledge that you'd like to pass on about how we go about, you know, relaying our way in this challenging time?
I guess it's hard. It's hard to know how people are going to respond to it too, isn't it? So we did have trouble with, not trouble, but just wondered how people were going to pick it up at the time as it got closer and closer to the event. We were keen, and just amazed that the whole community actually did get behind it. I think making it fun too was a big part of it. So we all, as you can see from the pictures, we dressed up and sort of just got into the spirit of it. You can see at the bottom there that we actually even had stretch classes before the event too. So tried to sort of build up to it in a way.
Yeah, definitely. It was, to begin with, probably 2 months out, it was sort of a bit of an idea in our head, and I don't think too many people had really got too excited about it. But as it got closer, everyone started wearing the shirts around station and the hats, and obviously started doing stretching and going to the gym in the shirt. So I think it was really good just to have you know, things around the place just prompting that we're having an event. And like most people do, we leave things to the last minute. So we tried to do some stuff like build an arch and just get everything prepared, and had a bit of an idea of what we wanted to do. But at the end of the day, it was everyone got together at the end of it and made it happen, which was awesome.
It was quite good not having neighbours too, because we had the music blasting.
I'm not sure the camping. I'm not sure the camping your way idea would go too well for you guys down there, being so cold.
A few of us like getting out camping in tents. So, and there was a lot of activity around the arch all through the event too. So there were people coming and going from that.
Yeah, there's a little disco around the arch at one point.
A lot of dancing.
A lot of dancing. And Ali had a purple wig on too, which was quite groovy. I don't think it's in the photos.
No.
I believe you guys did some Sunsmart messaging, and people are wearing Relay hats and stuff now out and about.
Yes, yeah. Well, I don't know whether you're aware, but some of the strongest UV is down through the polar regions, and yeah, it's getting to that time of year now where our UV has gone up and we need to be covered up. So although you don't feel like it's getting you because it is still quite cold, yeah, sunscreen and our Cancer Council hats much appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time. And if you guys are happy to stick around and listen to the other people talk, we'll have a section at the end where people can ask you questions. But thank you very much for joining us. And it's really inspiring to see what you guys have done down in Antarctica.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, Mel, I'll throw back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, is that it? Can I see a daffodil on the penguin on the arch? Perfect. Looks so good. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to move on to Goulburn Relay. Rosemary and Kerry, they'll be talking about how they're doing a radio relay for 24 hours. So Rosemary, I'll hand it to you.
Thank you, Mel. Well, we've been relaying since 2003 in Goulburn. This would have been our 18th relay. And we have a very involved community, always come out, camp, stay, heaps of people come and go. And then, so we were sort of all planning ahead. We had all the planning in place because, we thought, well, we're down the track. We're not till the end of October. We'll be right. We'll have our relay. We had all the venue booked and the truck organised and the toilets and tables all booked and changed the dates on the signs, and we're working out what kind of track we were going to have, because last year we had a what we called an infinity track. So we sort of had our figure eight and we thought, oh, that's good, we can probably do that again, but then we had to rethink. So we'd already booked the radio. The radio has been coming to visit us every year for quite a few years. I don't remember the first year. And they broadcast for 4 hours usually. And it's a live broadcast then. And so we'd already had that booked in, but the radio had said to us after last year's relay, they said, oh, look, we'll do it for 24 hours next year. And we said, oh, right, okay, that's good. You know, you'll come out and camp outside. So that we had all that in plan. But then all the different circumstances happened, and so we were changing our plans, and we'd come to the decision that we were just going to cancel the relay for this year. We'd actually we'd done that, we'd cancelled it all, and then figured out, oh, we better talk to the radio and tell them that we've cancelled. And we figured, well, we can't do a virtual one in Goulburn. We haven't got that technology in the committee or the community. So we thought, well, we can't do any of that. We spoke to the radio, we sent Brooke off to talk to them, and then they're saying, no, we can still do it. We'll do it. We'll do 24 hours here in the studio. So we went from one day, my head was clear, like, oh, well, no relay, we'll have a spare, bit of time out. And then to the next thing, after a couple of hours of just talking, we had a whole change of plans. So the next thing I knew, we were having this partnership with the Capital Radio in Goulburn, and they were very keen, and their enthusiasm went through to the rest of us. So now we are doing Relay Your Way, radio relay for 24 hours. And I don't think any of us quite know how it's going to work yet. So we'll find that out. We had our first real people meeting last night, and everyone's saying, oh, but we haven't organised that yet. And we say, no, we haven't organised anything yet, because we're still trying to get our heads around what to do. So we'll now head to Kerry for radio relay. If she's there. Is Kerry there?
She was. Kerry, are you there? You're on mute. Well, she was there earlier. Brooke, do you want to jump on?
Hi everybody, I can see Kerry talking. We can't hear her. Hang on, she's just gone herself on mute. Let's try again. Kerry? She's there, we can't hear her.
Oh, technology.
Technology. I'll let her keep going, and she can Kerry, interrupt me when you get yourself sorted. But Radio Goulburn are going to do a series of things with us, everybody. We're super excited to have them, as we're calling them our event partners. So we'll be broadcasting live for 24 hours on Eagle FM and also 2GN, which is the AM station there. They'll be also doing a lot of broadcasting on the day as well. So we've got that, you know, cross-section of two different types of target audiences. We'll also have a physical presence at the radio station itself. So we will put up the arch and we will put up the marquee, and people can, in a COVID-safe way, come up and register on the day if they want to. So we will be there for people to take a quick distance selfie if they want to. So the most exciting thing is we can actually do everything we do live on air. So we can do the opening ceremony, we can do beautiful speeches, we can do live performances, whether they're live or pre-recorded. You know, we've got announcers who can invigorate some great passion into the community. We're looking at, you know, activities per hour. The radio station will also have a Zoom set up where people can call in and talk to the announcers, and then we can push that sort of stuff to air where possible. Obviously, the radio still has their schedule and their news schedule, so we'll just work in with those guys on how to do that. There's other great opportunities also with the radio station, and great for them as well, where they can actually go out to their advertising clients and offer an hour of power. So advertising clients of theirs can actually come on board and essentially sponsor an hour, and that will go towards their very own, the Radio Goulburn's very own team. So they'll have they've actually set themselves up as their own team. So it kind of works like a radiothon in a way. So a client can put that money into that team account for Radio Goulburn, and then they can actually get some free airtime in that hour, which is a really good benefit for the local businesses in Goulburn as well. So that's going on. We'll also have the opportunity for audience members. So if they don't want to register a team, they can still donate to Radio Goulburn, which is amazing. And also I believe, and Kerry, I can see these guys are doing their technical stuff, but I believe that F45 in Goulburn have come on board to donate some treadmills that will be actually being set up around the station. So some of the announcers will maybe be going on and having a bit of a treadmill challenge, and maybe joining in with the business community about, I don't know how fast they can run. Kerry will probably put them to the test. And there's a series of great things that we'll do, utilising as many people in the community as we can, businesses, local people, all sorts of exciting things. So yeah, we're also doing an online raffle. So we'll do that as usual. So people can sell physical raffle tickets and online raffle, and we'll actually draw it live on air on the Sunday morning. So very, very similar to what we would do in the flesh, but as we like to say, you know, on the wireless. So we're trying to make as many of the beautiful elements of Relay come to life, utilising the amazing skill and you know, the donation of resources from this amazing Radio Goulburn, Eagle FM and 2GN. So that's basically what we're doing, everybody, in a nutshell. We're still working it out, as Rosemary said. It's very new after 18 years of doing it a certain way. It's quite new to do it this way, but we're super excited to see it come to life, and I know the teams are getting super excited about the opportunity for them to be featured on air too, to share their stories, and I know the announcers will go out on the day, on the weekend, and kind of, you know, oh, do we have Kerry?
Hello?
Oh, she's there! Amazing. I'll stop talking.
Okay, we can thank Dylan for that.
Thanks, Dylan.
So I don't know. Okay, so he's somehow done
He's
that.
just muted again.
You've pretty well explained everything. So we're very excited about being on board with this. So nothing much else I can say. I'm getting a lot of feedback from whatever we're doing here, so I'm not sure if you guys can hear me very well. Oh, there's Dylan.
Hang on. Go.
You there, guys?
Yeah, we're still getting that delay, that little bit of feedback.
Okay. I think Brooke has covered mostly everything. As I say, we've got an action-packed weekend. There's going to be lots happening. Super excited about raising lots of money for Goulburn Relay, and we're going to give it all 120%, and we're going to show that we can really make this work. So, yeah, hopefully my next Zoom will be a better one than this one.
The curse of media. We can never quite get it right. Thank you, Kerry. Is there anything else, Rosemary or Brooke, you wanted to throw in there?
I just wanted to say, I think we're in a time where we just have to give things a go. And I just think the community has really rallied, and really want to give a shout out to Radio Goulburn and encourage any other communities to reach out to their people and put crazy ideas to them and chat and put everything on the table. We're in a time where we just have to give these things a go. So I just wanted to wish everyone all the best with all of their relays. Yeah, we're all in this together.
There we go. I did it to myself. Brooke and Rosemary and Kerry, thank you for that. And yeah, Brooke, you're exactly right. We might have tried things in the past and they didn't work, or might have been too scared, or we've approached people and they've said no for whatever reason, but it is a completely different world we're living in now. So they can only say no, and we could try and fail. And if we do, then we try something else. So yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared to try these new things, and don't be scared to write some questions. If you've got anything about what we've talked about so far, or any questions you might want us to get to, you can pop into the little chat box there and write those in, and we'll have a little Q&A session a little bit later. But we'll hand over to Hornsby now. So I'll hand it over to Julie and Ollie. Their relay is taking on a bit of a different challenge. Theirs is an hour a day to relay your way. So Julie, kick it off.
I might jump in here, Mel. Thanks everyone for joining us today. There's already been some really great ideas shared around, and Ali and Will, I was smiling that whole time during that presentation. I just think what you guys did was amazing and plenty of inspiration for us in the real world, as you say, to keep on doing what we're doing. But yeah, today myself and Julie are here to talk a little bit about Hornsby Relay for Life. It will be the 17th year of Hornsby Relay for Life, and I just thought I'd frame it up first by giving you a bit of information about the committee and how the event's been going. We have about an active committee of about 12 or 13 members. We've been really fortunate now that probably those members have all been at the core for probably 3 or 4 years. So we're really starting to learn how we like to work as a group and starting to achieve some great things. And as a result of that, the event has had a really successful few years. We're a small community up in the north of Sydney there, but certainly in all of the key areas, we're finding some real success, both with fundraising, with participant numbers, but also really importantly with survivors and carers as well. So we thought we would speak about 4 headings today, myself and Julie. The first one being why we decided to change it to a Relay Your Way, why we made that decision. The second heading I'll talk about is the actual format of what we decided on, an hour a day to relay your way. The third would be how we're going to promote this event to the community this year. And the fourth being some of the team engagement ideas that we're going to have throughout this campaign. So Julie, would you like to kick off with why we decided to change the format and relay your way this year?
Yeah, thanks, Ollie. So we decided at our first meeting for the year that we were going to hold both a live and a virtual event, because our best case scenario was we could do both. At worst case, we could pull one down and just go virtual, and unfortunately that's the way it's turned out. Because after monitoring the vibe locally and gathering all the community insight, we decided that, you know, the best thing we can do is go purely virtual, because the last thing we wanted to be was to be seen as, you know, that event which triggered some major outbreak. It was important for us to put the safety of the community first, as well as protecting, you know, the Relay brand and Cancer Council brand in the long term. We also didn't want to run a live event and for it to just be, you know, mediocre. It was either going to be amazing or completely different. So by making the call early, it allowed for us to focus our planning completely on the one event, and we felt more in control in an environment that was just ever changing. Ollie, did you want to talk about now the format of the event?
Yes, so once the committee decided that we wanted to hold more of a virtual event or more of a relay your way, we went about trying to figure out what this thing could look like and how we could do an effective job in really engaging the local community so that they could be part of this event in what is a bit of an odd time. So the idea was come up with of an hour a day to relay your way, and essentially what Hornsby Relay Your Way will be this year is a month-long event where we're going to task participants to walk 24 hours over the month. Now, the reason we chose 24 hours over the month is obviously because we're trying to replicate the 24 hours that the teams would be partaking in Relay Weekend. Either side of the month, so on the Saturday before the 1st of November, the last day of October, we'll be putting out an online video package that is going to include lots of different contributors, both from Cancer Council, from the community, and different stakeholders within our relay ecosystem. And then at the end of the month, we'll have a bit of an online package that will close the event. Things like a little bit of entertainment, we'll have a closing ceremony, we'll celebrate some of the achievements that the teams have made from the month that has been. I just wanted to touch on quickly that we got a lot of feedback as well from the community that with this current economic climate, potentially they didn't feel overly comfortable going out and asking for straight donations from people. So we thought if we could have a challenge that people could try harder, spend their time doing and put effort into, they would be far more comfortable going out to their networks and saying, hey, look, I've just walked 24 hours for Relay. Would you be comfortable donating to the cause? So why don't you, I'm going to talk a little bit about how we decided to promote this event as well. Obviously, a very different format for the promotion of the event is really important. Now, we're very fortunate at Hornsby. One of the great ideas of Julie last year was to create a team captains Facebook group. Now, what that allows us to do is communicate directly to the team captains and really lean on them to communicate the changes to their teams. So we've been working hard with the team captains to ensure that they know the changes and that they have there's no confusion around what's taking place this year. We also thought it's really important to identify current relationships that we hold in the community with different organisations and really leverage those relationships to ensure that they get their word out there. So we're lucky that we're partnered very closely with the local RFL club, and we're working with them closely to ensure that they spread the message. I think with any change, it's important to communicate directly so that we avoid any confusion. So again, getting the team captains on the phone to answer any questions that they might have is a really important step in making sure that they can take part in this year's event. Also, EDMs from Cancer Council, they're always great. They do a fantastic job at not only communicating the event details, but also ensuring the participants understand some of the impacts of the money that's raised from the event and how they benefit people with cancer and those that are caring for people with cancer. I also think with the promotion of these events, guys, there's a real opportunity. Mel mentioned it in the opening, that there's a real opportunity to reach people that haven't taken part in a relay before and see if they will be interested in joining in a bit of a different format of event. We know that a 24-hour weekend at the local oval is a big commitment for a lot of people, particularly with families. So if they can get a taste of relay this year through a different format, I think that could be a really great springboard to have them involved in the real McCoy if and when that can take place. Julie, did you want to talk to the guys about some ideas around team engagement?
Definitely. So, you know, it's team engagement's really important for a virtual event. We hope to do this by a number of ways. Firstly, we have a month-long calendar of activities, and this calendar incorporates weekly themes like Walk the Town Purple Week, Walk in a Wild Outfit, Walk with Friends, and then there's daily activities. Some of the daily activities is actually providing tools and information for our team participants, such as Mission Monday, which would involve a talk from the Cancer Council, Time Out Thursday, and there's a local business providing an audio meditation session. Other days are really interactive. We have teams sharing, what they're doing, such as sending us pics of their best smiles on Smiley Sunday and playing us their favourite songs on another day. Where will you wander Wednesday? And throughout the whole month, teams can use the hashtag Relay Your Way Sydney, and then we can incorporate their posts into our Facebook and Instagram feeds. And we're also asking teams to do a Why I Relay video, because the why certainly hits home and emphasises the meaning of why we do what we do. But in all of this, our survivors and carers aren't forgotten. And we're also, while we'll miss our morning tea with them this year, in place of this, we're hand delivering care packs to each and every one of them in the lead up to Relay Your Way. So it's a big task for one of our committee members to put together, but something we're quite passionate about. Another thing that I'm personally collecting is shout out videos from other relays to show that Relay is bigger than just our local community. We're not just walking our streets with our group of friends, we're part of something big and something worldwide. And it would be really amazing if your relay could send us a little video of who you are and where you relay and maybe why you relay. And I can put our Hornsby Relay email address in the chat box. And if you'd like to do that, that would be greatly appreciated. But thanks everyone for your time and for listening to us today.
Yeah, thanks guys. We're really proud of what we're achieving up in Hornsby, and we've got a really special group of committee members, but also friends that all get together and produce what we think is a really fantastic event for our community. So yeah, we've had to pivot this year, obviously, but we're really trying to draw on the positives, and we really think it's going to be a nice offering for the Hornsby area come 1st of November. Thanks, Mel.
Thank you guys, Julie and Ollie. I think, yeah, pivot is the word. We spell out hope in candles and things. We might spell pivot out in candles as well. Everybody, and just, everybody's feeling it. We've got some wonderful comments from people in there. We'll run through those shortly, but as always, if there's any questions or anything you want to know, you can pop them in there. While we hear from Gail, she's from Mingara Relay, and they are doing Relay TV, and there's a live telethon as part of that. Tell us all about it, Gail.
Thank you. Okay, so just a background, I'm on the committee. I'm one of two-part team that we look after the carers and survivors. So Mingara Relay started in 2001, and so far we've actually raised $3.7 million. That doesn't include any sponsorships, so we're certainly keen to increase that value. We started planning early in the year for our event in November. It soon became apparent with obviously the COVID, with what's happening, is that we couldn't ensure the health and safety of our committee or the teams or visitors on the at November event. So we had to come up with something else that would be new and totally different. So what we came up with was Relay Team, I've got my notes here and I'm not even reading them, so that's why I'm really naughty. So we came up with TV Relay. Yeah. Okay, we're very lucky that we work with a team, a local production team that have been working with the stars on the Central Coast and have actually done a lot of our production for us in our relays. So we approached them and they've come to the party and said that we can do it through their studio. So we're going to be held on Friday the 13th of November from 6 to 8 p.m. May go a little longer, we're not really sure. It's going to be a 2-hour show. It's part live, part recorded, and obviously our aim is to engage our teams. We decided this was a better option for us because a lot of the people that come to our relay are in that 45 plus age group. Okay, and some of them are not so good with computers and things like that. We also made a decision that this would not be a free event, that people would have to register as they normally would, and then they would get a link the week before the event so that they could go on and get the Zoom link to join us on the day. What else are we going to do? So we're still fundraising as normal. We are going to have a raffle that we normally have. That raffle can be bought, the tickets can be bought online through the platform or available in hard copy. Okay, and they're also being sold at Mitre 10 Kincumber, which is a local company that is really helping us with our raffles this year and previous years. Okay, the raffle will be drawn on at the end of the month, so the 30th to the 11th. We decided not to do that on the day. We're promoting it we're using social media, which includes the local media events. We've got Star 104.5, we've got Community FM Radio and Rema Radio. And then obviously we're also texting the teams, making calls to past team captains, trying to explain what we're going to be doing this year. We're going to be engaging the team on the day, like I said, with pre-recorded and live music. All committee members will be in the studio live on the day, and we're asking teams to send in videos of information about their teams so that we can relay them through the night. We also sell candle bags. They can be, and we're going to let people be able to set them up at home and then send in video or pictures of those, or alternatively we can actually put them up in the studio and they'll be lit during our our hope ceremony. The candle bags will also be available by people if people are ringing in for a donation and then they request a candle bag. We can then actually do that on the time and put it up in the studio. We're having short interviews with our sponsors. We'll be making reference to the 13 11 20 number, and obviously that was significant for us because that's actually the day of our relay, 13th to the 11th 2020. Okay, so we're going to be giving information about the 13 11 20 as well over the hope ceremony is still going to go ahead. It'll be part recorded and part live. Like I said, we talked about the candle bags. We're going to have a memorial slideshow and we're asking people to send in photos for that. That's something we do every year as well. We're also going to have the old-fashioned telethon. So that's going to be live. We're having some special guests who we're not going to say who they are, that'll be manning our telephones and taking the calls and donations. We're transferring the phone calls through from the Cancer Council to the studio, so that's people will be able to ring up and do the donations that way. We're having a, what am I going about? We're having a running banner on the bottom of the screen, so the sponsors' messages and any people that are donating, that information will go on the bottom of the screen for them as well. Carers and survivors, we are working with that at the moment. We're trying to make it very personal for them, but it's a work in progress, so we still haven't come up with full details on what we're going to do there. And we're also aiming for a big ticket raffle. So we're hoping that we're going to be able to get a nice big raffle that we're going to sell 50 tickets at $50 a ticket. And obviously that will be drawn on the night. So that was one of our options for some fundraising. And then finally, we're going to have some special messages that'll be read by several celebrities and presented as part of a collage on the evening as well. And I think I've covered everything.
Comprehensive, Gail. Thank you.
All right.
You did well. All right. So thank you, everybody. So many great ideas in there. And I think, yeah, the message is try those different things. Use those relationships that you have. You know, everyone's realised what they are capable of as a committee and as a community and working around what they can and can't do, which is great. But, yeah. Don't be scared. Like I said, try different things. But we're going to go through a couple of questions and then that people have put through as we're going on. And then if there's anything else, you can come on and ask your question live. But we'll go back to Casey Station. And Will, we've got a question. What year did you do the relay in Kurundai? Shane, that's the hometown and relay.
It actually isn't my hometown. It was my ex-partner's hometown, and I was up there actually meeting the family, and just happened to be Relay for Life weekend. So that's how I got involved. My ex-partner was like, "Oh, do you want to get involved with the Relay for Life?" And yeah, I did an overnight out there at the Oval, and yeah, it was heaps of fun.
Well, there we go. See, something good came out of that relationship. Well done.
Yeah. I was only would have been 17 or 18 then, so
yeah, wow.
Bring back memories. So
yeah. Joe wants to know as well, for both of you, did you run the relay as one big team, or did you have individual teams and sort of compete against each other?
I think it did become quite competitive, but there weren't separate teams, but on an individual level it became quite competitive. So
yeah,
because there was a lot of people did more than just what they were rostered on to do. So in fact, Will and one of the other ones, they nearly did every one, I think, right through the night. So I think it was quite an adrenaline rush too. So that sort of kept people going.
We had one guy decided he would run the full, because we had half an hour swings. He decided he would run his half an hour in the dark with a head torch, and I thought that was quite impressive. He would have done it probably 10K in the half an hour, I reckon.
Yeah,
he was
had a few
sprinting.
people skiing as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so quite a few people skiing. We had a bit of snow on the ground at the time, but we chose not to do it as teams because it was the time of year when we had to set our community too. So it was very important for us to gel as a winter team, and this was Relay for Life was a big part of that. It was great for that. So it was not only a chance for us to do our bit out there, it was good for us too.
Yeah, nice. And that's it, the natural competitiveness came in anyway.
Yeah. As always.
All right, Goulburn, Glenys says, look, well done. And they're wanting to know, can they actually tune in to any of the radio broadcasts? Is it going to be online or anything like that?
Carrie, are you there? I can take it. Well, we'll be doing a lot of Facebook action there, Glenys. So certainly make sure you like Goulburn Relay on Facebook, and we'll make sure we put as much as we possibly can on there for sure. I will even film a little bit in the studio as it's happening and do some Facebook Live, so you can certainly watch the action there. Unless you live in the Southern Tablelands, I don't think you could probably tune into Eagle FM 93.5, but you can give it a crack, see if it'll come up for you. But we would definitely be doing lots of Facebook stuff, so you can certainly keep up to date, and we'll have an Instagram as well.
Yeah, nice one. And Alison says the treadmill's great idea. She would actually donate to get her dad on one, so that's maybe something other relays can put in as well. And John is in South Australia, and we had Ollie mention the 24 hours, the 24 being special there. So in South Australia, they're using the number 28 because there's 28 South Australians on average diagnosed with cancer every day, which obviously we don't like those numbers, but tying it together to get that message out obviously is a great one. Same as using the date 13, 11, 20 to, any chance to get some mission info in there is always a good thing. And some good feedback. A couple of people really impressed with the team captains group as a way to communicate. A good way to keep people engaged through the year as well, I would think. So yeah, that's a nice one. And the theme days, Kelly is a big fan of the idea of the theme day. So it's kind of the same as the themed laps, I guess, that a lot of relays do as well there. And as Julie mentioned, they want shout outs, some videos from other relays. So hornsburyrelayforlife@gmail.com. But if you have a look in the chat box there, that one is going to be in there. Lots of you saying great ideas. That's yeah. I love that everyone's getting behind everybody and such beautiful positivity there. Ollie wanting to know, is Goulburn sending out relay shirts to participants, or the candle bags, will they be going out as well?
Hey guys, I've just got Kerry on the phone too. She's correcting me about the live streaming. So you can actually live stream our event on the radio. If you can actually download the radio app on your phone, and you can find Eagle FM and actually listen to the whole 24-hour broadcast with us on that app. So we'll send some more information on our Facebook page about that to everybody. So yes, you can. I'm absolutely incorrect. So lucky Kerry called me and updated us on that. So we're making it work. Ollie, thank you for your question. Yes, we are planning to do a delivery of some shirts and some candle bags. We're also going to utilise the radio station as a bit of a port, so people can come and pick it up. So we wanted to make sure there wasn't too much traffic each way and keeping everyone safe. So we'll have opportunities for either people to pick it up, but also we'll get some of our amazing committee members to go and do a bit of a delivery on the week leading up. It's a bit of an exciting run around of the community to deliver all the things everyone needs.
And we also decided to do last night for the survivors' carers a little pack with one of our committee members works at a donut shop, so we're having purple donuts, and we're going to include that in the little pack for the survivors' carers with a tea bag and their, which the local quota club is going to provide. So we've a lot of us doing deliveries on the day.
So yeah, just the morning tea or the afternoon tea in a different format.
Yeah, so it's they'll still be recognised, and we'll deliver their little package to them.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, that's it in the chat box. Has anybody else got any other questions they wanted to put through? Just make sure you take yourself off mute. Oh, Ruth is asking, can Hornsby somehow link to Goulburn? They're happening on the same weekend. I don't want to speak for you, but I would say,
ooh,
yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how that could happen. With what if you guys, yeah, we'll talk. Maybe we can get you guys on air or something, and that would be amazing.
Very cool.
Let's talk, Ollie.
All right, we're getting ready to wrap it up. Is anything else anybody wanted to add in there before we finish up?
I had a quick question for Gail about Relay TV. What platform is that going to be aired on, Gail? Like when you say that you receive a link, what does it actually link to?
It'll be Zoom.
Zoom.
Zoom. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Guys, I've got a question for Ali and Will in Antarctica. I just is your relay going to be a regular event, or are there other relays happening at other islands in Antarctica?
All right, yes. Well, the person that first suggested it to us actually couldn't stay for the winter, and they ended up working on Willis Island, which is off Queensland. So and they are doing one pretty soon, isn't it? Well, I'm not sure what the date is, but yeah, they're doing one out on Willis Island, which is a small island with they monitor the weather out there. So that's happening. And we've got quite a lot of t-shirts and things here on station, so what I've decided to do is pass that on to the next station leader too, who comes in about a month, and suggest that for at the start of next winter. So I think it's something that I will do again coming south, and it's a good standalone event and a worthy cause to pass on to the next station leaders too.
Perfect. We'll just have to look into Willis Island. That'd be really interesting to see. Thanks, Ali.
Yeah.
Anybody else with any questions? No? All right. I think that about covers it for us. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and thank you again to all of our speakers. So this whole thing has been recorded. So if you wanted to look back on any details, you certainly can, and you can definitely pass the link on to anyone else you think might be interested. So the link will be available once this is finished up. Of course, we're going to have another session. It'll be number 6, and it's going to be all about teams. So recruitment, activities, engagement, definitely one that people are going to want to tune in for, particularly in this time of COVID, how to recruit people and keep them engaged. So there'll be some wonderful ideas in there on the 28th of October. It's a nighttime one, so 6:30 to 7:30. Thank you, everybody. I think that is about it. Hope you all have wonderful afternoons. Keep in contact with everybody, you know, have a look at everyone's Facebook pages and see what everybody gets up to. I'm really excited to see what how everybody's relays turn out. Thanks, everyone.